So what a great crowd. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I can't believe this is the turnout. It's amazing. So I did write stuff, so pardon the lack of spontaneity, but I wanted to make sure I made my point. So my name is Jon McGoran, and GMOs scare the hell out of me. They scare me because they're everywhere and they haven't been tested. Not enough. They scare me because they're alive, and now that they're out, they're out. And it's not going to be easy to put this genie back in the bottle. They scare me because the people that are making billions of dollars off of them are using that money to put their hands on the levers of power and to control this country. I've been writing about food and sustainability for 20 years, first at Weaver's Way, now at Grid Magazine. I've watched as the news about our food has gotten stranger and stranger, but chemicals and irradiation, they're nothing compared to GMOs. I wrote a book about GMOs. It's a thriller. It's called Drift. It's coming out in July. It's a mixed bag writing a thriller about GMOs. On the one hand, it practically writes itself. All the creepy science and evil corporations quashing the truth and trying to crush their opponents. On the other hand, it's not easy coming up with evil plots that these guys haven't already done. The science of GMOs is crazy enough. Not just the food. Things like glow-in-the-dark cats and goats with human DNA in them and spider DNA and creepy stuff like that. But even more bizarre than the science of GMOs is the politics. We're grateful that Pennsylvania has enlightened leaders like Senator Leach. Big hand for Senator Leach. And we're grateful that he had, I think, a dozen co-sponsors of that bill. That's great. That's great that we have that kind of backing. And there's others like them across the country. But apparently they are in the minority. There seems to be an inverse proportion between the percentage of Americans who want GMOs labeled and the percentage of political leaders who are brave enough or who have enough integrity to fight for it. Despite 90% of Americans saying they want labeling of GMOs, just last week, the U.S. Senate voted 71-27 to block an amendment that didn't even require labeling. It just said that states could do so. That's not democracy.
Bob Casey voted against it.
And just as much as GMOs scare me, the people who defend them get on my nerves. I'm talking about the people who call us anti-science when science is exactly what we're demanding. When the GMO corporations like Monsanto and Dow are using patent laws to prevent science from being done. I'm talking about the people who say GMOs are good for the environment because they reduce the dependence on chemical pesticides, when in reality they've brought skyrocketing pesticide use. They've brought us super weeds, and they've brought us an epidemic of suicide among farmers in India who are going broke because they're using twice as much pesticides as they used to, and now they have to buy seeds from Monsanto every year instead of saving them. I'm talking about the people who say GMOs are the only way to feed the world's growing population when they have consistently failed to live up to the hype. I know that organizations like the Gates Foundation support GMOs. And I trust that they have the best intentions in doing so. But I've used Windows 8. And I remember Windows Vista. So excuse me if I don't trust Bill Gates' opinion when it comes to tinkering with the genetic code of our food. So, like I said, GMOs scare the hell out of me. But today, all across the world, millions of people just like you are coming together to speak out against them. So, Dow and Monsanto, to the corporations who are pushing GMOs on a world that doesn't want them, I say this. maybe it's time you got a little scared of us.
Because we're coming for you. Is everybody ready to march?